Hi there. Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in, Thirsty Teapot and Fake Crade. Oh, Fake Crade, thank you for the 10 stream streak. Holy crap, dude. That's awesome. Thank you. Welcome in, everybody. For anybody new here, I'm Koari Koi. I am an anglerfish. I hope you're having a good day or night or whatever time it is. I actually just got back from watching the new Five Nights at Freddy's movie with my friend because we had to hold off because she had a whole thing going on, but we finally got to watch it together because we're the like FNAF nerd that each other knows, so we do all the movies together. So I just saw that. Like, I got home maybe 30 minutes ago. So it's been a busy half hour here at Koari Co. We've been doing a lot of things, getting a lot done, making things happen, you know, normal stuff. How's everybody doing tonight? How's things going? I will say about the FNAF movie, I'm not gonna give spoilers. The bite of 6-7. Everybody gets one. Everybody gets 167. Oh, you're tired? Well, this stream might wake you up, if only because I'm gonna make you irritated with my terrible anime takes. I want you guys to know, I've had this planned since our last PowerPoint. Just one as a treat. Exactly. We follow Spider-Man rules here. So I've had this PowerPoint plan since my last one. So it's been a while. It's been in the works for a while, but I spent I think like 7 or 8 hours yesterday working on this guy, making it all fancy and polished up and adding ridiculous things to it. So I'm really excited to show you. For anybody who doesn't know, I've started this, I guess we're kind of aiming for monthly little PowerPoint series that I'm gonna do for funsies. Sometimes it'll be educational, sometimes it'll just be me ranting as a treat. Last time it was the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, and I taught everybody about the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald and ice flows and how lakes are formed. Because I'm a nerd. Tonight, we're gonna talk about something entirely different. And as always, if you have a topic you want me to rant about or something you want me to just geek out about, you can always post it in the Discord, because there's the option there. And it'll be a great time. Everybody will have fun. And when it comes to my opinions, you guys can throw the proverbial tomatoes at me. I don't care. It's fine. I get it. I am unafraid to have bad opinions. I just have them. I'm not trying to force them down anybody's throat, you know? I'm just here to tell you what I think. Now, I will give a little bit of a standard disclaimer here. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Postpodium. I appreciate that very much. I like talking about things that make me excited or interested. So when people like to hear it, it makes me very happy. So the fact that this just kind of balances all of that out is honestly perfect. But speaking of PowerPoints, we have leveled up from the last PowerPoint, and I have added a number of visual and audio assets this time. So I need feedback from you guys, because I can't tell, right? I'm not going to be able to tell how sound is, how sound do, things like that. That's going to be entirely on you to let me know, because otherwise we're doomed. Otherwise we are doomed, and we can't have that. That is not allowed. So I'm going to pop us over to our, oh, no, wait, first, I have to show you. I prepared so many things for today. So many things. One of them being, now that we are doing nerd things. Ta-da! I pulled my glasses out for this one. I told you guys I was a nerd. Now I just look even more like it. It's great. I am a nerd thing. Welcome in, Eric MBA. Thanks for joining. Uh, yeah, I hope everybody's ready for this. I hope you're ready to forgive me my bad takes because there are many. But let me know. Some of the sounds might be a little louder than others, just as a heads up. But let me know how sound is off of the first slide. That's going to be our litmus test. I will let you know it is a wretched sound on the first slide. That's a little bit intentional. Well, actually, so 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 there's a game I'm trying to convince some of my streamer friends to play with me at some point that I absolutely love. It's called Utter Nonsense, and it's basically Cards Against Humanity except it uses accents. And that's all I'm gonna say to explain it. But one of the accents you can get, like you know, like, oh, New Jersey, or French, or nerd, and I always win the nerd card. I just pretend I still have my braces. That's how you win the nerd card in Utter Nonsense. You just pretend you still have your braces on, and everything's really hard to articulate. And then everything's fine. Hi, I'm a gremlin. but I'm gonna jump us over to the slideshow now. I appreciate you forgiving any potential scuff. We here at the Kingdom of Jank do appreciate your understanding. You cannot do that voice probably because you never wore braces. That's fair, Eric. That's very fair. Hey, Psychic Soldier Machina, welcome in. I hope you guys are ready. I hope you guys are so ready for this. It's gonna be a time. It's gonna be such a time. Hi. 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 Okay. So like I said, let me know how the sound do, okay? Okay? Anime that disappointed me, and a music rant by Kalari Koi. You're mostly gonna lurk, but you know this will be fun. Oh good, oh good. I'm glad you're here for this. Okay, so how's sound? How is sound on that? Was sound okay? Was sound okay? Was it too loud? Was it too quiet? Could you hear the sound? Was the sound a swift dream you had for a second? Was it the LaCroix of sound, or was it an actual sound? Kind of quiet? That was too quiet, not annoyingly loud enough? Okay, we can fix that. We can make this so annoyingly loud. Here's our next test. Ready? Ready? Ha! Disclaimer. This is my list. This does not affect your choices or opinions. These are not disavowals. Some of these you should check out. This is not anime I'm disinterested in. This is anime I tried to love. Or did love. Then they hurt me. Spoilers. Carbonated water that LaCroix carbonated water that was walked through a room that contained the ingredients it claims to be flavored with. Yeah, you're right. I like to refer to LaCroix flavors as like the hint of a strawberry in another room. Lemonade that was here last week. You know, things like that. Welcome. Welcome to the nightmare that is my brain. So, for our first hot take, we have The Promised Neverland. Anybody here actually watched this show, or was that just me? If you don't know this show, all of the kids you see on screen belong to an orphanage. And everything starts out great and cozy and adorable and idyllic. And then one of the kids dies horrifically. And we realize that this is all just a front. And well, here's my spicy take. What happened? It started as like the perfect first season for an intelligent, unyieldingly atmospheric horror. You had smart characters outwitting each other. You had wild things happening. You had things you wouldn't expect. Then season 2 happens, and the plot goes completely off the rails. And then it ends with a PowerPoint! A PowerPoint! I know what I'm doing here, but a PowerPoint for this show that was one of the best things I'd ever seen. And no, they come in, they throw it all off the rails. They don't even try to like just tilt it off the rails. No, they just throw it. They let the Hulk do whatever the fuck he wants with the plot and then come in and end it with a resolution PowerPoint. No. PowerPoints are nice in context. PowerPoints are not how you end a good horror anime. It's not how you do it, man. I'm not okay with this. I still haven't forgiven it. Anyway. Take number 2. Do you want to take a guess? Anybody want to take a guess as to this one? There are a lot of these that I'll leave it up for you to guess. Because some of these you're not going to believe. You're not going to believe me when I tell you what I think of them. I know you won't. But this one is Chobits. They're all anime post-podium. Great guess. You're a genius. You figured this one out. Now, if you haven't seen Chobits, you regret finishing the manga? Yes. If you haven't seen or read Chobits, it starts as this very interesting premise where the world is just kind of the way we've normalized smartphones. They've normalized these personal computers or persocoms. And this is what they look like. They look like people. They look just like people. And they act like people, some more than others. And we come across our main character, who's a 19-year-old pervert named Hideki. And he finds a persocom in the trash. And he turns her on, powers her up, and her name is Chi, and she is sweet, and she is adorable, and the whole series explores what it is to, like, again, it explores that line, like most of my favorite anime, between, like, synthetic intelligence, artificial intelligence, organic intelligence, and like, what validates a relationship or an emotional attachment or like lifelong meaning when you have these sort of things in flux, right? Oh, Eric, you loved Xenogears, but damn, that last part was rushed. Felt like they just wanted to do Xena Saga instead of finish out Faye's story with the other Zohar engine. Yeah, Final Fantasy VIII devoured their budget. Fake Crate is right. And what's nuts about that is that the same team that was working on 8 was also working on 9 and also the first Final Fantasy movie. So they were just kind of like one hand in 7 pots at the same time. It was a nightmare. But Chobits. Why did Chobits disappoint me? Here they are. Here's Hideki and Chi. So, most of these robots have a reset button in those ears you see on the side, right? But not Chi. Not Chi at all. No. The creator of the Persocom model, he and his wife couldn't have kids, so they made themselves a pair of twin daughters. Chi is one of them. Their reset buttons are not in their ears. They're down south. They're a very special place down south. A very special place down south. So, everything I find wrong with the series right here. You spend 90% of the series detailing how absolutely, constantly horny Hideki is. And how she absolutely cannot ever be party to that. But it's okay, let him get married, it's fine. Realistically, I give it like 6 to 8 weeks before he's fucking and resetting her. Because her reset button is the clitoris. Just sit on that for a second. Sit on that. What it means for what her father designer wanted for her, ultimately, and decided for her, Like, on the one hand, sure, he didn't want her to just become a sex bot. Sure, I can appreciate that, but also.
Nicely done, boyfriend.
But also. Yes. I hope I've made my point. There's like, I understand wanting to change for a person. I do. And I understand that motivation and how powerful that can be. But this is a key factor of his personality. Everybody knows this about him. And he's suddenly supposed to be in a celibate, monogamous relationship for the rest of his life with this robot he resets every time he does. Like, no. I'm sorry. No. The next one. Another spicy take here at Kawariko. Yuri on Ice. Sounds like purgatory, Swigart. Yeah, it kind of does. Also, welcome in, Swigart. So Yuri on Ice. If you haven't seen Yuri on Ice, it's an anime about a little pretty boy figure skater who's very good at what he does. And the pretty boy that he has feelings for. And how their relationship almost. It's a whole lot of like UST, an awful lot of UST, and an awful lot of like, oh, they almost kiss. Oh, are we finally gonna, is it gonna happen? Is it? No. My opinion, my take. It's the lesser gravitation. It is full of fucking gay bait, and if you want something that's got that much emotional context to it, just read Fake, the one about the gay cops. The ice skating was great, though. The ice skating they had in there, the actual ice skaters, fucking great. But look at this shit. The one with the pink hair, that is a guy who wants to become a pop idol. The one he's touching, the pretty boy, is a romance author with heavy emotional damage. And they make it work. And it has, like, the greatest gay confession you will ever see in an anime that doesn't just want to kill the gay tropes at the end. Fake is about two cops who fall in love with each other, despite themselves, during a murder mystery. If you want good storytelling, if you want captivating characters, check these two out. You want to file an extra complaint about Yuri on Ice? Please do, Fake Crate. I'm so here for it. It is absolutely Riverdale levels of bait. It was Fujo bait called Yuri, which polluted my Joshi searches for a whole year. Dude, you are so right. And all the cutesy gimmicks they tried to give this main character in Yuri on Ice with his pork bowl don't fucking cut it when it comes to our good boy right here and his onesie. He has a puppy onesie. His tail wags when he gets excited. Fake is amazing, and Fake borders on the hentai. It's so good. It's intense. It's good. I highly recommend both those series. Watch Gravitation, and if Yuri on Ice made you like the music, if you were into it for the music, again, check out Gravitation. Our main soft boy is a pop star, so you just have him singing these beautiful songs through the series. Oh my god. And again, I cannot express enough how good his confession scene is. It is intense. It is emotional. It makes you cry and laugh at the same time. Oh my god. Go watch Gravitation. Go read Fake. Next one. Anybody want to guess? Anybody want to take any guesses as to what's going to be on this list tonight? It's okay if you don't. But it's Planetus. Have you seen Planetus? I don't know if you've seen Planetus. Planetus is a fascinating premise. Planetus takes place in the not so near future. Or, well, near-ish future, I should say. It's about space debris haulers, because we've hit a point where we're really starting to explore the further planets in our system. I didn't say I hate it, Swaba. Didn't say I hate it. I said I was disappointed by it. That was a key point of this series, of this PowerPoint, anime that disappointed me. They came to me with such premise, such hopes, and such love, and then they just threw my heart in the blender. And Planetus did that to me. This show, this amazing show about space debris haulers and the lives they've led coming to this point, the choices and the mistakes they've made and the tragedies they've suffered. It's incredible. Our main character's story, Hachimaki's story, oh my god, I was so captivated. I loved 80% of this series. Premise waste is the most common causes of anime heartbreak for you. That's valid. That's valid. And Swigart, you've read this one? I haven't read it. I only watched it. But, So, you can probably already tell where my issue is. Because I know, so many people love Planetus. There's so much to love about Planetus. Again, space debris haulers, excellent hard sci-fi. Excellent hard sci-fi. The whole thing with the mission, oh my god, excellent hard sci-fi. Actual exoplanetary science. Do you know how rare that is to find in good fiction? How happy that makes me to see? I was so happy. And then we get this dipshit over here who thinks she's a magical girl. She shows up thinking she's the main character in some like cutesy little anime and she's gonna get her a little animal companion in the next 3 episodes. No. Her name is I. Her name literally means love. Literally means love. And in this incredible, this imaginative, this well-studied, hard sci-fi series where we even explore things like what growing up under lunar gravity does to a human body as a plot point, we have this dipshit magical girl whose entire premise, her entire concept, her entire raison d'etre boils down to one fucking phrase she delivers. Love, 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 makes the world go round. Except it was cuter when Powerpuff Girls did it because it wasn't in the middle of a fucking space exploration saga. Thank you. That is my major problem with Planetus. The fact that I literally at the climax of the show gives us, I get it now. I understand. Love holds the universe together. In space, no one can hear you, Aku Aku. They also can't hear me scream. And that's probably for the best. Nobody wants to hear me scream. This next one, I know at least one of you here is going to judge me for. I know for certain. This next one is Pet Shop of Horrors. Now, Pet Shop of Horrors ran for like 40 manga episodes and like 4 TV episodes. And the entire premise of the thing is it's a Chinatown pet shop and kind of like Gremlins, you know how there's the special pets in the back type of thing? We have that happening here. This is our owner of the pet shop right here. He's a very pretty boy. He's obsessed with sweets. His name is Count D. He's delightful. But he has very special pets for people who are looking for something a little more unique. And each of the stories is kind of its own little vignette where we have like a girl who's very lonely and she adopts a bird. But this bird, like most of the pets you encounter, the special pets, you sort of Karakuri Circus is in there. I will teapot no Karakuri Circus. No Karakuri Circus. But like this girl who's very lonely, she adopts a songbird that comes from a very remote jungle, but he looks like an incubus. He's a very beautiful man. He's got long flowing wings and he sings for her and she loves it. And she realizes that he starts to feel lonely. So she gets him a mate. And the mate is very plain by comparison, as most birds are. You know, the males are very showy, very flashy. They do their mating dances and the females tend to match the the local flora so they can hide, the eggs and protect them, right? It's a survival mechanism. It's an evolutionary mechanism. It's what birds do. So she adopts the female bird, and Count D warns her, now you need to leave them alone for an entire week. When they mate, you need to leave them alone for an entire week. She does not. She goes in early because she misses his singing, because it stopped somewhere around day 3, maybe day 4. And she goes in, and she finds out that this species of bird operates much like praying mantis. Now that the female mate is pregnant, she is consuming the male to feed the young. It's just how the species does, right? Or then you have a couple of parents who are over, and I'm just going over things that are in both the anime and the manga. Just going over a couple of those right here. You have these parents that were very overindulgent of their children, or their child, very overindulgent to the point where they were, what's the word I'm looking for? They were funding the overdose she died from, basically. They were indulging her drug habit. And so after the funeral, they're wretchedly just morose, and they go to the pet shop to adopt a pet. Welcome in, Oxen. I'm already making a mess with my hot takes. Don't worry about it. My sloppy opinions are everywhere. I don't want to be coconut curry today. I just want to talk about anime, but I guess it's okay. I guess that makes sense. But these parents come to this pet shop after their daughter's funeral to adopt a pet, and they go to adopt a bunny. This is that bunny. And they're warned, again, much like Gremlins rules, right? If you've seen the movie Gremlins, we're going to focus on a theme here. Much like Gremlins rules, you can't overindulge her. You can't give her sweets. You have to only give her healthy foods and water and certain times to feed her. Absolutely do not indulge her no matter how much she begs. Because when she begs and when you indulge her, that's when we get the horror turn in the story. And the horror turn involves a sort of Gremlins-like event. Now, it sounds like I love this series, and I do, but the anime disappointed me for one key reason. One key reason. And you're going to find out why here. Anime. Anime. Manga. Manga. We got Junji Ito'd. This was Junji Ito before Junji Ito. You have some of the best, the most absolutely beautiful horror manga, horror drawings that I have seen in Japanese animation, in Japanese art in a long time. Like, some of it genuinely surpasses Junji Ito. No, this one wasn't due to lack of yaoi. This one wasn't due to lack of yaoi. This one was due to lackluster animation by comparison. They didn't even try in some cases. It broke my heart. They were aiming to go way too mainstream even though they were doing a limited series, and honestly, Hellsing gets weirder than Pet Shop of Horrors anime does. So, my next hot take. Astra, Lost in Space. Again, I know. Last I knew, this anime had like an 8.4 rating or some crazy shit like that. I know where I stand here. For those of you who haven't seen it, these kids get trapped on that ship and end up way far away from their plotted course and have to kind of adventure in space their way home and figure out what happened. Figure out why. And it's a whole lot of... Oh, ad break? Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, I didn't even notice. So yeah, I hope everybody here is enjoying this so far. I hope this is fun. I hope you're having a good time. I will say, while we're taking a quick ad break, I will let you know that I had originally thought and tried to find like a good way to add tomato throwing into the stream so you could judge me harsher when I was doing things you really didn't like with my opinions and throwing them all over the place, and you could throw things at me in exchange. But instead I put more time into making the PowerPoint beautiful and perfect for you. I am also nearly finished with my first can of Stro Zero. Tragic. But that's how we do here at Koariko. We bring you the best of bad opinions and the most ridiculous of times. Boo that woman! Boo her! Boo! She is the princess of putrescence and filth! Yes, yes, yes. I know who I am. I know who I am. I know what my opinions are. I know how much they vary from the mainstream, and I have heard this my entire life, how bad my opinions are. You appreciate me supplying you with opinions on anime you haven't heard of. Gonna look so damn distinguished by the end of this. I don't... Post-podium, my dude, I don't know if you should take my opinions to heart, because my opinions are not the mainstream here in a lot of cases. I love my opinions. I have built them myself from the ground up, and we've had time together to sit. 4 out of every 5 kidnapped dentists recommend Koi wa Hariko. What do they recommend me for? I haven't gotten into the toothpaste market yet. I don't make mouthwash. Please don't use my tendrils as floss. Oh God, please don't use my tendrils as floss. That's a horrifying thought. I'm gonna have a nightmare now. You're gonna sound elite to your friends, you're certain? Excellent. Excellent. So, welcome back. Astra Lost in Space is a space adventure anime. And it's very intriguing, and it builds and it visits a whole lot of really fascinating planets, and we get a whole lot of character development, which is great. These are well fleshed out characters. The animation in this show is stunning. Absolutely phenomenal. The creativity in coming up with the planets is, oh my God, I could talk about that all day. Oxen, we kidnapped them and demanded they recommend the company, otherwise they'd never see their family again. Take that, Colgate. Oh boy, I appreciate your humor very much. Especially because that level of dry is about what you're gonna see for the next however long this goes. So, Astra, Lost in Space. I'm talking it up a whole lot, aren't I? I'm talking it up. Honestly, I loved so much of this. Again, I loved like 80% of it. So where's the problem, Koi, huh? I'm aware of how wrong I am. But hear me out. I kept waiting for there to be a twist. The story built like there was a twist. It added to this potential twist every episode. But the twist was that the ending was all underwhelming and telegraphed from the very first episode. But that space exploration was peak. Absolutely peak. Look at this animation. Look at that. Look at this. It's beautiful. It's incredible. It's wonderful. It deserved better from the story. From what I understand, the anime and the manga are mostly similar, but there's a couple big differences. So if you're more a manga person, maybe check that one out. I haven't been able to bring myself to because of how much the ending of the anime underwhelmed me. I felt like a fan of Stranger Things going into season 5, or a fan of BBC Sherlock. Like there had to be another hidden episode. Genuinely felt like there had to be another hidden episode. God damn it, Oxen, licking the haunts again. Alright, this one's gonna kill me. This one's gonna get me killed. I know. I know. I know. I know. I know. I know. I'm sorry. I know. I'm sorry. It's so frustrating how many shows have great first seasons just fall off a cliff. Altered Carbon was like that for you. That's valid. That's valid. So, I'm not joking, and I'm sorry. It comes entirely down to the pacing. There is not enough connective tissue between all of the different scenes to keep me involved. I feel like I'm starting a fever dream only to start another fever dream, only to start another fever dream, only to remember that the first one ties back to the third. And it honestly feels like Cats to me, the musical, where it's just a series of scenes plopped together to explain different themes, where the connective tissue needs to be stronger to actually be a full connective story. It hits me like this wave hits No Face. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know how much people love this movie. I know. I know. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But that's where we're at. Oh, Fate Crane, you agree it's not Miyazaki's best? According to Miyazaki, Spirited Away is something impossible to enjoy for anyone who isn't raised Japanese. I love all of the different scenes individually. I just don't love the connective tissue. That's my one problem with it. Like, I will sit down and I will Miyazaki marathon. I will even watch his Tales from Earthsea. I'm not going to say it's my favorite. My favorite's probably like Mononoke or Laputa or Totoro or Kiki, something like that. Like, I love those movies. I absolutely adore those movies. I love the fact that Diana Wynne Jones herself said that Miyazaki was the only one who could get away with doing that with Howl's Moving Castle. I love what he did with Howl's Moving Castle. I think it's great. I just Spirited Away needed a little more transitionary tissue for me. Stage or the travesty that was the worst thing that could happen to cats and dogs. A little bit of both, Eric, in that it was kind of just the all of it. The bits that didn't connect it. Postpodium, you see this critique? It's what turned you off even when you were watching it as a kid? Oh, wow. No more cats like storytelling, but now every anime is voiced by James Corden, every character and language. How dare you? You take him back. Yes, Teapot, I did mention Earthsea. I will watch Earthsea on occasion. I will, in fact, watch Earthsea on occasion. However, my ultimate Miyazaki hot take is that you only ever watch Grave of the Fireflies once. Only ever watch that movie once. Anytime you watch that movie afterwards, you're not watching it, you're watching the reactions of the people you're showing it to for the first time. They should have made Spirited Away a 12 episodes show. Honestly, if they did that, it probably would have been one of my favorite Miyazaki products ever. Absolutely ever. The elements were all there for me, they just weren't sewn together right. It was a little too loose at the seams. You'll change my curse. Next one. Next one. Are you ready? Are you ready to judge me further? Okay. Okay. I swear, I am not just trolling. I promise, I promise, I promise, I'm not just... It's kind of like if an American director made a cartoon that featured John Henry and Paul Bunyan and Johnny Appleseed as major characters but never explained anything about them, just assuming the audience would immediately get it. A little bit, yeah. Every anime now features a 10-minute tangent where the main character hates sand. you know, I went back and I showed a friend Star Wars for the first time. He had never seen any Star Wars. So I was a good human and I showed him Machete Order. Because sometimes you just got to introduce somebody to something in the purest form imaginable. And rewatching episode 2, man, like, Anakin is one trilby away from a milady. I swear to God. I swear to God, the only thing keeping that boy from dropping a milady is the Padawan hairstyle. Okay. But Inuyasha, I'm not trolling. I'm not trolling. Spirited Away expects the audience to see a figure for 1 second and immediately have a frame of reference for them. There's that, yeah, that is very true in that that is very much made for a Japanese audience in that regard. Yeah, that is undoubtedly true. But Inuyasha, I'm not trolling you. I promise. I swear, I promise. I collected the manga for a while. I watched every episode for the first 3 seasons almost religiously. And that came to my big problem. It seemed like every time we had some sort of plot development beyond the serialized monster of the week and character tension, something would come by and hard reset everything. We'd just reset the game, no save. And it got to the point where I found myself screaming one thing at the screen. Please, 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 just do something. And by something, I don't mean
Inuyasha! Kagome! 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 Inuyasha!
Ranma was another one that had it, but I admittedly didn't watch the anime. I only read the manga for Ranma. So I couldn't put that on this list in good faith. They should simply make Spirited Away but add in better known references, so they go to McDonald's, the TARDIS shows up and Bugs Bunny walks in after 37 minutes and asks, "What's up, Doc?" That's the hallmark of Rumiko writing. Yes, it is. It is. Naruto did learn. It just took a while for Naruto to get its feet under it, which is why Naruto, spoiler, is not on this list, because it actually started to develop something to it and succeeded over my expectations for it after the first season. So, Naruto honorable mention, but in the wrong direction. Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready? Tower of Druaga. If you haven't seen Tower of Druaga, it is a phenomenal fantasy anime. The reset button, reset to status quo, was very standard trope of TV and animated serialized storytelling up until the 2000s. Not that there weren't some shows, tunes, anime that that deviated, but it's fair to say they weren't the majority. You're right. And the fact that it felt like at the end of a season of Inuyasha, we were going to like have that sort of, at least like The Office. I hate to bring that up here, but at least The Office had some sort of development between Jim and Pam every season, and not just the constant will they, won't they. It felt like Inuyasha just wanted to reset to season 1 every time, and I got so tired. I got so tired of it. But Tower of Druaga. You might know Tower of Druaga as an anime. You might know Tower of Druaga as a video game. You might know Tower of Druaga as an arcade game. It is a classic like dungeon crawler. Interesting note about this: I had the home edition of the game, and it's the type of dungeoneering sort of like top-down 8-bit where, you know, your first dungeon's 50 levels, your next one's 100. If you die during the 100 level dungeon, you reset back to 1, but you can save and reload from a save. So I did that somewhere around level 179 in a 200 level tower, and then the goddess Ishtar appeared on the screen and berated me for disrupting the flow of time. It's that type of game. No, I am not playing Tower of Druaga. You don't mind episodic storytelling, Fate Crade, but when you don't like it, or you don't like it when it pretends to be something else. Yeah, no, I get that. I very much get that. You surprised? Teapot, you're surprised you never heard of this one when you watched Belt of Deltora? Oh, wow. If you like Deltora, you might really like this one. Like, genuinely, it is there are characters that you get so attached to. They're so well written. They're so fascinating. The dungeon crawling aspect of it is very well done and very interesting. But here's where it got me. Now, remember that story I told you about breaking the fourth wall there? The goddess Ishtar berating me for disrupting the flow of time? In episode 1, our main character has a concussion and goes like full fever dream. Like, we get hentai scenes, we get 8-bit type of scenes, we get nonsense. And then episode 2 jumps right into this like deep, intense, heavy storytelling, this very serious, very like high stakes anime. And you think, okay, we just had to, set the flavor here, have a little fun at the beginning. And then you get an episode about 5 or 6 in with the most absurd shit you have ever heard. I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating. This shit. As soon as you start to take it seriously, and you will have this song stuck in your head if you've ever seen it. I don't have to sing it. I don't want to sing it. This is a song. This is a song our main character sings. This is our song our main character has flashbacks about. It is the most absurd bullshit in the middle of this high stakes anime. And it just happens the once. But because it's happened twice with that first episode fucking fever dream, and then this nonsense with the ropers, I waited the entire time for that third hit, because comedy happens in threes. But no, we have Lord of the Rings, briefly, ever so briefly, interrupted by this shit. Yay, 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 yay. It's Red Dwarf light because it doesn't quite fulfill the Red Dwarf comedy. The comedy only really condenses itself into like 2 or 3 episodes throughout the entire series, but it completely jumps the shark. It jumps an entire SeaWorld of sharks twice. Only twice. And that's offensive to my sense of comedy. Lord of the Rings was interrupted by silly bullshit a few times, though, yeah. But, like, there's silly bullshit that happens that's diegetic, and then there's silly bullshit. It would be like okay, the type of silly bullshit we're talking here would be like if in the middle of 2 towers, Legolas turned to Aragorn and went, "They're taking the hobbits to Isengard, God, 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 God," and just did that for 10 seconds in the middle of the film. It does not have a talking toaster. Oxen, it does not have a talking toaster. I'm glad you enjoyed that video in the Discord. That sounds awesome. I can respect that take. I don't share that take, but I can respect that take. Our next one's probably going to get me in trouble here a little bit. But I have opinions. You were actually making a Red Dwarf reference this time? Gotcha. I still need to watch that. I was disappointed by Mobile Suit Gundam G-Quux. And this is the most recent disappointment, because I watched this one for Christmas. I won't say it was the most disappointing Christmas present I ever got, but it hit the top 10. And for this one, I need to open my second can of Stro Zero because we're getting into the shit now. Wubba. Fuck, you're so mad about G-Quux. Okay. You guys probably know where this is going. You guys probably know why I needed that second can. A Gundam? Is this a cry for help? No, it's gangbang, bitches! I swear to God. It's the inverse of Korra and Atami from Avatar, from Legend of Korra, where we had no lead up to that until like the last 3 episodes. The absolute inverse of that. Do you know why? This is in our first episode. And this energy. This energy builds so fast and so hard, and you wait, and you hope, and you dream, and you pray, and you cry, and you bargain with the devil, and nothing. It is the LaCroix of LGBTQ representation. Absolutely. Also, Bleach. We're going to talk about Bleach in a second. Surprise. Bleach. I'm sure this one's a surprise to you. I'm so sure you're surprised by this one. Welcome in, Kindred Karma. You missed some hot takes, but the VOD will be available for a few days, and it'll be on my YouTube if you want to check it out there. But yeah, you've missed some hot takes. Don't put bleach around fish. That's not healthy. I mean, there is that. But also my hot take on Bleach. I know, it's a fascinating story. It's a great premise. Really cool characters, except this strawberry has no flavor. I understand what they were trying to do with Ichigo as a character. I get it, but he comes off as like the most early 2000 character design by numbers nonsense I have ever seen. Like the way that Naruto starts off almost like exhaustingly tropey in that first like half dozen episodes, or even Avatar makes Aang like the most obnoxious 10-year-old for the first 4 episodes. I could never find anything more milquetoast than Ichigo. I mean, this dude just screams like early mid 2000s anime culture in the pejorative sense. Look at him! Look at him! Look at him! Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I am wrong. Please. Please. I would love to hear that I'm wrong. And this next one, I just have to jump right into. I'm sorry. Yes. Yup. I know. It disappointed the shit out of me. Do you want to know why? I know. It sounds like it's right up this fish's alley. It sounds like it's right up my stream. Right in my title pool. Whatever fucking goofy ass euphemism you want to use. But, I mean, you've heard of this anime, so you're cultured. You are very cultured, Oxen. Good job. So this anime, I don't know if you know this. Okay, we'll just go through the PowerPoint to start. I know this is the usual take I get when I say that. And I have to have a sense of humor about it, you see. And I'm not talking about the entirety of NGE. I'm mostly talking about the original series. And one key factor in the original series, and okay, a little bit in the first movie. But it's the fact that it still smells like a doujinshi. Like, the premise, the absolute glorious premise behind that show is fascinating. It's brilliant. I love the designs of the suits. I love a lot of the conditions and the stakes and the themes it tries to study and come to terms with. But Shinji in particular is written like a bad fanfiction main character, where you love your main character so much that you don't want to change anything about him. He just has to stay this way forever. Your little Blorbo has to be your Blorbo forever. God damn. And I will just say, Fifth grade NGE is the most in this essay I will anime ever made. Okay. Here's a little bit of trivia for you. Hideaki Anno got diagnosed with clinical depression. Hideaki Anno didn't know clinical depression was a thing you could be diagnosed with until he was halfway through writing Neon Genesis Evangelion, the anime, and happened across a friend's DSM copy and was popping through it and was like, oh. And that is why Rey's storyline changes in the middle and she suddenly becomes like this half-developed new character. It's because he was putting himself into Rey without even realizing it. Like, that was his anchor character. And when he realized that the way he was wasn't just the way he was, but was a chemical issue in his noggin, that's why that fucking character just switches up in the middle of nowhere. Imagine if he had written that series now. How beautiful it would be by comparison. Or even 10 years later. It would be incredible. It would be so good. Oh, Oxen, thank you for the 7 stream streak. Fate grade that basically tracks for Hideaki Anno's state of mind in that time. Yeah, no, it does. It absolutely does. It makes total sense. Eric, I missed your message there. What was that about? Bleach, One Piece, DBZ, Naruto just take too long for you? Not that they are too long, but they take too long to move the story along. I can understand that. Kindred Karma, Avatar is better than Avatar in your opinion? Which Avatar? Which Avatar are we talking? Do you think Blue People's better than Bender? Do you think Airbender better than Waterbender series? Because I have hot takes on that one, but that's a whole thing. Yeah, there is a reason why Hideaki Anno doesn't like his own fans. And I'll be honest, I like Eva a lot more now that he doesn't have that same problem. I mean, Avatar is better than Avatar, but which Avatar are we avataring so we can avatar while we avatar? Now I think, friends, we're pretty close to the end here. You can get mad if you want, it's just my opinion. I do agree with Eric M here. Avatar: The Last Airbender is the superior Avatar of the three. The Blue People is just the same story as Dances with Wolves, as Pocahontas, as, I mean, pick a story there. Calling something any kind of bender in a kid's show would not fly. LOLOL. But I think Avatar: The Last Airbender is a fantastic series, and it does so much good in its storytelling and in its theming and in its character development. I have one major gripe with that show, but that's probably not something we should talk about right. Oh shit, why not? Hold on. The straw zero is strong within me. Also, you wonder if I'm blowing Zoomers' minds right now with how Ano not knowing depression was a thing. Yeah, no, like, okay, medicine has developed a lot in the past 40 years especially, but, like, I like to remind people that women's medication wasn't actually tested on women until the early 90s. Like, Midol was tested on men, because medicine was just kind of still in that very, like, Victorian stage until, like, the 1990s. Man betrays man for the Avatar. See the movie. You keep forgetting the Korra Avatar series was made not as a derogatory statement, just that it completely flew under your radar, and you never saw it, so it keeps slipping your mind. Many kids don't know what happened in the 80s because a lot of it isn't online, so you can't find it. I did like the Blue Avatar better when it was Fern Gully too. Also, we got Robin Williams rapping. His name is Batty. Yeah, I remember that one. You were one of the early depression cases, Fate Crade. Wow. That's wild, my dude. I'm sorry. Some of your stories about early treatments are considered Wild West stuff now. Yeah, no, I can imagine. I had not quite the same thing at all, but I had a skin cancer when I was a kid, like a genetic fluke skin cancer. And for years they thought it was acne and put me on a whole bunch of medications that they took off the market about 10 years later because it was some straight up Victorian nonsense stuff, and they found out that it did wild things to people's chemical levels and, like, caused 12-year-olds to be suicidal and shit. And you won't see that sort of stuff on the market anymore. Oxen, you were the fourth person in Europe to have a bone replacement surgery. Fascinating. Wow, we're a whole bunch of medical anomalies over here, aren't we? Oh, lithium's rough, man. I'm sorry, Fate Crade. That can be really rough for people. I don't know too many people who had a positive experience on lithium. I've known people who had a necessary experience on lithium, but not a positive. Third was the now King Charles. Oh, wow. That's super wild. Eric MBA, there are medical papers written about your anomalous brain development. Wow. Crade, oh my god, you guys, this is fascinating. Like, I'm genuine, my heart goes out to you, but also this is fascinating. You failed 9th grade math because you were on a sedative. Wow. Oh. That's a rough one, my dude. Post podium, welcome to the ADHD club. Ironically, you're trying to get on lithium as it's the only medication that might have a positive effect on your illness, but they won't prescribe it there. I'm sorry. I know it helps with some things, and I know it helps a lot of people in different ways, and I'm sorry you can't get access to it. I hope there's something that you can get access to that would help. I do want to bring it back to my hot takes real quick, because I think I've got one more for you guys that's probably gonna change the mood a little bit and surprise you. And no, sorry about the derail. It's honestly fascinating and honestly kind of cool to me, just as, like, I pre-med brain way back in the day. Fate Crade, you totally did not one guy the stream. You're totally okay. But no, I was pre-med before I was dropout. It was one of the two majors I was going for because, again, see, the glasses, nerd, Nerd. Yes. So hearing these things, I like knowing that I might have actually like known the things from the scientific side, having read papers and seeing the like real life connection to it, I find really captivating in its own right, if that makes sense. And I hope it makes sense. I hope I'm not sounding like a total jackass here. But we have one more, I think. One more. Oh no. I'm sorry. We have dishonorable mentions. I forgot about our dishonorable mentions. These are specifically for what the final season did to an excellent story. First, we have Death Note. This should have ended at season 1. This should have ended at the end of season 1. Season 2 is a lie. Similarly, Rurouni Kenshin, what the fuck? What the fuck is season 3 in that show? The manga has a perfectly acceptable season 3 option. It's great. It ties into season 2. It loops everything back to Samurai X. It's a full closed circle. Instead, what do we get? No. We get Kenshin fucking off to China and catching syphilis. This makes sense. This makes total sense. Could we have a revenge story with his first wife's younger brother coming in and kidnapping the love of his life and like making it look like she died and causing him to have this whole fugue state and a whole bunch of like identity crises and like really great character studies between him and Sasuke or Sanosuke? No, we can't have that. We just have to fuck off to China. Fuck you. I hope you didn't want a good story here. The UK gives out diazepam, like candy for BPD. You think you were on 10 milligrams daily at one point? Dude, that sounds so rough. Not half a jackass, a total jackass. I am a total jackass sometimes. I do my best not to be, but you know, I'm sharing my hot takes with you guys. Some of these are going to show me to be a jackass. So, our final point on this PowerPoint. I don't think you're going to believe me. I don't think you're going to believe what's coming. You love how in China manga is basically the Australian colonies in Dickens. Oh my god. You're right. You're entirely right. It's where you said the characters you don't want to kill them, but you don't want them in the story anymore. I hadn't thought of it that way, but you're entirely right, and I love that. So, this was our dishonorable mentions. We're going on to the anime that disappointed me the most. I would love to hear if you guys have any theories. Please give me your best guesses as to the anime that disappointed me the most. Please. I'll wait. We can wait. We got the epic music and everything. I want at least one of you to guess what anime disappointed me the most. Your only knowledge of Death Note comes from a meme a friend sent you where two characters were trying to outthink each other's pronouns and they ended up force femming each other. Do you not hear the epic music? Full Metal Alchemist? That's a good guess. That's a very good guess. But no. No. Not Full Metal Alchemist. Sailor Moon! What? You've been here more than 12 minutes. You know that I'm a Sailor Moon superfan. And it's true. It's true. I am. I can tell you so much Sailor Moon knowledge. I can probably, like, tell you almost page by page what happens in the manga. And that's why I don't like specifically, the 1990s Sailor Moon anime. The Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon anime disappointed me so hard for so many reasons. First off, where is the gay? This series was so gay. So gay. So gay. Okay, so, the gay. Number one, you have Uranus and Neptune, who are literally soulmates. They are literally soulmates. It is established throughout the entire series that they belong together. They are glued together. There's a point in the manga where the two of them end up having to raise a baby, and Sailor Pluto comes in to help. And they form a triad. And they're very close, and they're very romantic, and they're very affectionate with each other, but it still boils down to Uranus and Neptune. It boils down to them always. What do we get in this series? What do we get in this series? They're cousins. They're fucking cousins. They take away the fact that Uranus is like straight up a gender fluid individual. It is trade volume 8 of the manga, where Neptune says something along the lines of, Amara is both a woman and a man, and she is the best parts of both for her, or him sometimes, and it's just accepted. It's just what it is. There's a whole point where both Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask have an issue because they've got a crush on Sailor Uranus, and they don't want to be unfaithful to each other, and they're trying to deal with this crush they have. Individually and together. It's great. It's great. It's so great. It's so great. Did you know that the baby that Uranus and Neptune and Pluto raised together has names for them? You have Neptune Mama. I'm not going to use the Japanese or English names. I'm just going to go with the planets to keep it simple for you guys here, because not everybody's as into Sailor Moon as I am, and I respect that. You have Neptune Mama, you have Uranus Papa, and you have Pluto, who is sometimes Pluto Mama and sometimes Pluto Papa, but Uranus is always Daddy. There's so much gay in this series. In the final season, in the final group of trade paperbacks in the Stars series, you have a moment between Venus and Mars, where Mars admits that she's always felt a little envious of the other girls going to school together. And then she talks about it, and we get this moment where where Mars and Venus almost kiss. They almost kiss. They basically confess their love to each other. I'm calling them daddy when entering Uranus. Because that's what Uranus likes, obviously. They almost kiss. And the only reason they don't is because we fulfill a kill the gays trope. But it's okay, it actually makes sense in this season. It actually makes sense in this series the way they do it. But we have them fucking confessing to each other. Also, let's talk about the fact that season 1 in Japan has, I think it's 3 fewer episodes than the English cut of the same season. Yet there are 1.5 episodes that released in Japan, but not in America. Okay? So that's not even counting like you've got the added time that they fluffed up with Sailor Moon says, but also they just straight up recut shit to build their own mini little plot cul-de-sac that they could throw themselves into because they didn't want things to get too scary for Widow American babies. You know, God forbid we actually get a good story over here. Fuck me. And again, I have to reiterate, cousins. Even the Japanese cut of the 90s anime has them together, has Uranus and Neptune together. There are scenes where they're like sitting in a windowsill, holding each other's hands, staring lovingly into each other's eyes. They live together. They do everything together. They hold hands going into battle. They're cousins. They're just cousins, you guys. They're just cousins. Also, did you know that Sailor Moon has cyborgs? In the actual Sailor Moon storyline, in the official Sailor Moon canon, the accident that causes the whole Pharaoh 90 Mistress 9 doom, like that whole story arc with the Holy Grail and Uranus and Neptune and Saturn coming in, there's a whole plot line where Saturn's dad, the mad scientist that he is, accidentally causes an explosion that kills his wife and nearly kills his daughter. And the only way to save his daughter is to rebuild her with machinery. She is partially cybernetic. There's a point where her arm just shows like fucking valves and vents and hydraulic presses in it. It's a quick panel. It's just a quick scene, but it's fucking there. We don't get that in the 90s anime. That's too scary for American babies. We can't have that. Oh yes, Swigart, this was during the Everything is Satanic era. You are correct. Oklahoma, the anime. They tried. They definitely tried with all that cousins shit. My God. Puritanism is disgusting. I like to remind people when they say anything about Puritanism, thing I like to bring up is that Puritans were the people so fucking nuts that 1600 England didn't want them. You were so fucking crazy and off the sphere that goddamn Oliver Cromwell thought you were too fucking crazy to function. Like, think about that. Think about that. Honestly. You can't take that shit seriously. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. You spend 10 minutes studying it, 10 minutes looking into it. It's the dumbest shit. It's ridiculous. It's so silly. But Sailor Moon. Season 5. Season 5 never got released. So I do remember when Pokemon was called Satanic, it was actually banned in one of my schools. Pokemon and Harry Potter would get you expelled. And it didn't matter if you had the cards or the books or anything related to those would get you expelled. My friends and I ran a contraband anime club and manga club and would like pass things to each other in our backpacks without anybody knowing. Fun fact, Cromwell's statue outside Parliament stares through the window of Westminster Abbey, the window that contains a 3-inch tall statue of Charles I. Dude, that's so fucked. I love it. That's so fucked. That's so fucked. So, Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon. Here we can see the cousins. The cousins. They're cousins. And on the left, you see what Sailor Moon Crystal anime did with Sailor Saturn, with her cybernetics under her skin and all that cool shit. And then this picture of the 3 very pretty dressed up individuals with the rainbows behind them. That's why we need to talk about season 5 and how season 5 was disrespected. So, for those of you playing the home game, the main premise of Sailor Moon is that every planet or significant planetoid, because even the 4 largest asteroids in the asteroid belt have guardians, but every planet and major planetoid has a guardian. So you've got like Sailor Saturn, Sailor Moon, Sailor Juno, Sailor Pallas, Sailor Vesta. But this, we find out in season 5, for sure, applies literally universally. Every major planet or planetoid has a Sailor Guardian. And one of them has decided that she needs to be queen of all the guardians. So she starts collecting basically collecting the souls and the powers of the other Sailor Scouts through the universe, right? Shit gets dark. Shit gets very dark. A lot of it got kind of buffed out from the manga to the anime, because in the manga, it ends up where Sailor Moon is the only remaining inner Sailor Scout. She ends up the only remaining Sailor Scout out of everybody we've known. You knew someone who made their entire personality Sailor Moon in Star Wars Bad Batch? They wrote so many gender-swapped Yaoi Yuri crossovers. That's wild. That's absolutely wild. Speaking of wild, Sailor Moon Stars, everybody dies. Everybody dies. Because they get picked off like by 1s and 2s, and it's tragic, and it's heartbreaking, and it's so well done too. Like, everybody has their moment, TM, right? Everybody goes out with a bang of sorts. And these three show up at Usagi's school. By day, they are a pretty boy band. By night, they are Sailor Scouts. They are both male and female characters at the same time. They are from a very distant galaxy. They are absolutely fascinating. The one in the middle almost becomes the new Mr. Sailor Moon. It's a whole thing. It's pretty fucking wild. But we have all of these things that happen in season 5 that are just huge, phenomenal. They happen in the Star Saga of the manga, right? We get to season 5 of the anime and we still have a lot of those elements show up. The Sailor Scouts don't all die the way they do in the manga. It's a little more, buffed out, like I said. But there's still pretty boys who become pretty girls. And there's still a whole lot of like really high stakes and still a whole lot of death. And they decided that it was easier to just fuck that entire thing off into the ether and never show it to an American audience. We could have had these 3 beautiful people right here on our screen this whole time. This whole time. We could have seen a Sailor Moon that actually like actualized as an individual, as like this whole round character. And then I didn't put this on the PowerPoint because I knew I was going to talk about it no matter what, and I did not need a reminder. We have the bullshit that happened to Tuxedo Mask. Absolute raging nonsense bullshit. Yes, this was the 90s where it was all, ew, girls versus boys, even when you're dating, which is, I mean, honestly, don't. That's dumb, don't. Battle of the Sexes shit is stupid and puerile and juvenile and so beneath you. Do better. But we get this Darian Shields Tuxedo Mask character that is negging and rude and embarrassed and disinterested in his entire relationship. Never mind the fact that he's allegedly supposed to have been so in love with this person that he's died for her 4 fucking times through the series, right? No, that doesn't matter. He still can't be seen out in public with her. Do you know how he is in the manga? He teases her twice, but he teases her. He doesn't neg her. He teases her. He's considerate. He's kind. He doesn't just stand there, recite a haiku, throw a rose, and disappear into the night. No. There's a point, like, so Sailor Moon is 5 main story sagas, right? We have the Moon Kingdom one, the Queen Beryl one, we have the future one, we have the one with Saturn and Uranus and Neptune coming in, we have the one with the Dark Moon Kingdom, and then we have stars. So no, Swigart, you're not supposed to be openly hostile to your significant other. Wild concept, right? Teapot, I like that, the Hex Girls of Sailor Moon. But no, okay. So like, even before, in the manga, even before they get their memories, there's something between Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask, and not just in costume, but as like actual people. There's an organic building relationship there. They know each other. They start to care about each other. And then it turns out that they've been in love for like a fucking 1,000 years. It's just what their souls do. Much like, again, Uranus and Neptune. This show relies heavily on that soulmates trope. I will say that about it. But like, he's a caring partner. He's an active partner. He gives a damn. He doesn't just neg her until she cries every fucking Tuesday. No. And then in the second saga, the whole thing where they go to the future and they find about their future together, blah, 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 blah. He has a moment where he's pissed at himself. He's actively mad at himself because all he can do is basically be a human shield. And he's like, I should be able to do more. I should be able to do more than throw roses and distract the enemy. And he gets so mad that he physically manifests his own power, his own attack. He's able to be an active part of the team. He's not the dude in distress. He's not left out because he happens to dangle. Like he's an active member of the team. Gender doesn't matter. He is a planetary guardian. He is there. He is present. He is valued. He is valuable. He is treasured, and he treasures them equally. And it's so important that we have this sort of representation, and we don't fucking get it in the 90s anime. You're streaming. The fish is very cute tonight. You will lick the Hans. Eric, you hate that you're even saying this, but you think that's because the culture in the US punishes men who are devoted and kind and rewards that aloof coldness, so the portrayal is more accurate to the American audience you're referring to in media. Yeah, no, I get that. And it's still puerile and bullshit and beneath you. You deserve better, and everybody around you deserves better. And the fact that we have this character that Mike even broke for a second, the rage is real. Yeah. No, it's so upsetting. It's so upsetting because one of the main things in this series is that, like, you don't have to be a girl to be feminine. You don't have to be a man to be masculine. You don't have to be male to be strong. You don't have to be female to be nurturing. You can just be a fucking person. You can be a whole goddamn person as you are, and that's beautiful, and that's perfect, and you're powerful, and you're wonderful, and you're valued exactly for who you are. But instead we get TV tropes by fucking numbers in the 90s anime. One of the many ways in which Japanese media is superior to Western. I have had so many feelings about this. The fact that he is, again, Sailor Moon's so great on so many levels. Like, we have Kick-Ass in Pink, which, like, it was really the first Kick-Ass in Pink. I can't count She-Ra, because it wasn't quite the same. It didn't hit the same notes. We had Kick-Ass in Pink. We had an actual, they call it a shoujo anime, but there are so many shonen elements to this. It's such a high action series. Like, everything is so kick-ass and cool, and the references in it, both to Hellenistic mythology and chemistry and like geology, and it's just so cool. It's so cool. The manga has so much to offer. And instead we get this goddamn TV tropes. But, Eric, the thing is, it was even like that in the 90s anime in Japan. Omega Caldisha, what's that? What's that? Tuxedo Mask is Vegeta confirmed either by American masculinity or you want it. Respect. No, he's great. Because, like, okay. Sailor Moon rant is apparently not done. I have a lot to say about this series. Buckle in. The manga ran 18 trade paperbacks, okay? They are flirting with each other by 2. They are together in 4. They have their oh my god, I think I'm attracted to Uranus in 8. The West is capable of beautiful and loving quotes. You raise me. Don't you talk shit about your fabulous fucking hawk boy. He died for you, Sophie Grave. Good job, Oxen. Good job. But no. So they have their whole, oh my god, I might have a crush. Am I cheating? Oh my god. Am I having a sexual identity crisis whole thing in 8, right? We go for 18 volumes. They get engaged in number 16. They get intimate in number 5. They are actively, like, genuinely, like, we get the, like, artful cutaway scene in trade paperback 5. They are serious, they are connected, they are devoted, they are vulnerable with each other, and we get to see that. They're vulnerable with the rest of the scouts. There's like actual healthy characters here. It's not just Rei is mad because Rei is Rei. It's, no, Rei gets mad for good reasons here and there. Also, Rei gets her own little story about her family that we kind of get like half a note of in the series, but it doesn't compare. Does not compare. She has a whole, like, there was a number 11, I think. 10 or 11 is this 2-story manga. And it's the story that becomes Sailor Moon S movie, the Snow Princess Kaguya, and then it's Rei's story. And it talks about her family, and it talks about why she is so closed off and quiet and like reserved, and it takes her time to warm up to everybody, and why her life is so unique. I mean, she's a priestess at a shrine, but she goes to a Catholic school, right? Which, I mean, yeah, in Japan is a little bit of a different thing, but still, that's notable. That's weird. Just weird enough to make a comment on. Unusual, I should say, not weird. We get her whole backstory, which is fascinating and heartbreaking and very deep, very honest. Don't really get that in the show. No. Rei just likes to yell. It's better to make her yell. It's better to just trope this up, make it funny. Don't make it sincere. Don't make it fulfilling. No. Go read Sailor Moon or watch Crystal. Admittedly, I still need to watch like the final movie in Crystal. I'm behind. I don't have Netflix, so I need to. I didn't watch it when it came out because it was a whole Netflix exclusive in my area. But read the manga, watch Crystal. It's such a good representation of both like teenage relationships, but also like deep personal relationships, and also just like respectful identities. Respect to your identity. And I'm not just talking about like, oh, gender identity, blah, 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 sexual identity, blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about like, you have characters that can trip over their own feet, but then save a life. And I don't know about you, but I know plenty of people who are myself included, frankly, that can be completely inept dipshits about doing one thing, but be a goddamn maestro in the other direction on something else, you know? Like everybody's got their strengths and weaknesses, and we don't see that representation enough, but you do in Sailor Moon, and you deserve it. You deserve better than what you've been getting. Check out Sailor Moon. You guys, can you tell I have opinions? Can you tell I have opinions? Have I made my opinions clear? Have you been opinionated yet? I'm going to pop us back to my waiting room before I go on more Sailor Moon rant, because there's more to be had, honestly. And I haven't even given you the entire series. I've given you maybe 30 or 40%, frankly. I've left out so much in the way of like little character bits and bobs and main storylines and like really fascinating things that they do with time and science nonsense. Like it rides the line. Also, sorry, last Sailor Moon thing. So many Sailor Moon things. I have so many Sailor Moon opinions. Did you know the creator of Sailor Moon married the creator of Yu Yu Hakusho? They have little anime babies together. And that's why oh god, what's his name in Yu Yu Hakusho? The prince with the pacifier who turns into a baby and then turns into a Bishonen. He's based on Tuxedo Mask because it's a tribute to his wife's work. And then you have the one in the middle here of the three starlights, the Sailor Starlights, the picture of the three pretties in the rainbow. The one in the middle is based off of the main character from Yu Yu Hakusho. Don't you know? Trivia. I'm helpful. I'm not just ranting at you. I'm full of trivia too. Yeah. So guys, I'm gonna end the PowerPoint here for just a second, and we can continue to talk about anime. But I need to step away from Sailor Moon for just a moment. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope the PowerPoint was good for you. I hope that was enjoyable and not just, oh god, Kawari's going crazy. Yu Yu Hakusho is goated? Correct. Yu Yu Hakusho is goated. My don't you know was straight up Midwest? Yeah, well, my funny accents come out on occasion. Sometimes they come out without me meaning to. You live everywhere, you pick up accents everywhere. I'll also eat a hot dog for you. Oh, thank you, Thirsty Teapot. I appreciate it. Oh, we have an ad coming in 30 seconds, my dudes. We're gonna hang here for a minute because I wanted to talk about some things. But I'll probably just yabber, jibber jabber on during the ad and about nonsense and not the important stuff. Eric and Via, yeah, your deep south accent slips out occasionally when you forget to hide it. That makes sense. Filled with anime. You learned a non-insignificant amount of media info. Well, post podium, the good news is you can always go back and watch and take notes if you want. I should do maybe one of our next PowerPoints will be anime that I was so impressed by I just have to throw them at people. Maybe that'll be one. Maybe that'll be a good one. The nice counterpoint to this, where I filled you with my hot takes and my negative opinions. Now, to be clear, every single one of these I recommend watching. I recommend checking out for your own sake. See if my opinion is nonsense and shitical, or if you agree with me. Right? I would love to have that discussion. I would absolutely love to have like Discord discussions about this nonsense at some point. That would be super cool. Thank you, Fate Crate. I'll fill you with my hot takes whenever I want. I will do it to my pleasure. But no, yeah, I should probably take my glasses off, huh? That would make sense. I don't have to be a nerd at the moment anymore. I should take off my teaching glasses. Teaching glasses, go! Bye-bye! Okay, yay! So yeah, I think maybe I should do. I think that would be a good idea for another PowerPoint coming up. Is anime that you should watch. And what's gonna be funny is there's probably gonna be some parallels here. Koi will fill you up with her hot steaming anime takes. Giggity, giggity, giggity. Speaking of filling up with hot and steaming, Eric, there are commands in the Twitch chat now to cook me up into a meal. It was requested, it has been made. You can cook me up into a meal. I'm not blind, I'm just not teaching. I don't need to see the board, silly. What are you talking about? Giggity glubbity coming for that wubbity. See, I was just made on Twitch. I was just made into a hearty seafood salad. You can cook me up on Twitch into different recipes. There's a recipe of the day command, and it'll tell you what you've cooked me into. You don't get to choose. It surprises you. It's great. I am slowly reinforcing the stilts upon which we have built this kingdom of jank. My ass is not a salad. Salad is a loose term. Remember that Watergate salad counts as a salad. Which is disgusting. Honestly, like as a recipe and as a concept. But Watergate salad is a salad. Midwest ambrosia salad is a salad. And that's like what? Jello and cottage cheese and whipped cream? That's a salad. Jello salad is lesser than flour salad. I can respect that. Jello counts as a salad, apparently. Oxen, have you ever seen... I mean, is koi soup? Sometimes I'm soup. There is a fish soup option. I think there might be 2 fish soup options. But you never know what the recipe book's gonna give you today. It's just gonna throw something at you, and you're just gonna have to roll with it, I suppose, or try again. Those are your options. But Oxen, have you ever seen any of the nonsense, like, 1950s, 1960s recipes that, like, get parodied in the Fallout series, but were legit things? Have you ever seen any of the Nightmare Jello recipes that came out where everything was a Jello mold? Like Fallout makes fun of it, but there are incredible recipe books you can still get your hands on where you'll have, like, tuna Jello medley. And it's always called like a medley or a casserole or a salad when it should be called a nightmare or an abomination or a mistake. But it just turns out that anything can be a salad if you're determined enough to call it one and determined enough to convince people to make it one. It's both fantastic and horrifying. It's great. It's so good. And by good, I mean nightmarish. But yeah. So I hope you enjoyed today's PowerPoint. I hope that was fun for you. Anybody have any questions for me while we're finishing up here and discussing things? Any questions about my takes or other anime and things? You are welcome to ask them now. As I mentioned at the beginning of stream, we've kind of fallen into this, I guess, monthly sort of habit. I end up doing it around a holiday, so I'm calling it my holiday hyperfixations. I thought that was fun, and I like the alliteration because I'm a nerd. Your traditional dish here is not that far from those weird American Jello recipes. Colodettes is the name, or colodettes. I feel like I've heard of that. I feel like I've heard of that postponium. Hold on. I've done a lot of weird food study. I like food, and I like the way food develops. I like it from an anthropological and a culinary level, so I like looking at how food goes. My internet is being shy right now, unfortunately. Provide recipe for maple honey pecan pie. You were asleep. Can I start from the beginning? No. There will be a VOD for you to watch. You don't want me to go over all that again. I don't think I have enough Stro Zero left to go over all that again. Shit's good with some hot mustard and rye bread? Legit. If a studio were to try to readapt the manga to anime, would a Sailor Moon reboot scare you in this G-Quux world, or do you think you're a backlash in the baiting? So that's Mega Caldisha. That's actually fascinating because technically they did do an anime readaptation like 10 years ago, and it took them like 7 years to get through. And I saw most of it. I haven't seen that last season, so I don't know how far we get with the accuracy to the stars saga, but considering how close it was with everything else, I don't think there would be gay baiting. I think we would straight up get... Oh, that was one thing I forgot to mention about the Sailor Moon anime and what was lost in the Japanese to English in the Stars season. There is like one of the most beautiful, like heartbreaking romantic scenes in anime happens in the Stars season because Uranus and Neptune die in battle. Like I said, everybody goes out with a bang of sorts, but in the anime specifically, they die in battle, and it's this very long drawn out scene where they are just far enough apart from each other that they can't reach each other, and they're both flat on the ground and like last gasping breaths, aching and reaching and arching just to touch the other person one last time and to go together. And it is, oh my god, I cannot watch that scene without crying. I once watched it like 20 times in a row to see if I could just watch it and not lose my heart over it, but no, that is like the one thing that the 90s anime has over every other adaptation, because that scene was exclusive to that anime and only the Japanese broadcast, because we didn't get season 5 in America at all because they were cowards. But that scene, oh my god, that scene, it's like maybe 2 minutes long, and it will hurt in the best way. The absolute best way. I highly recommend it. If I can find it, I'll share it in the Discord, which, by the way, if you're watching on YouTube, you can find the Discord in the description. If you're watching on Twitch, you can find the Discord by a command. So definitely check that out if you want to. But yeah, I want to see how they did with the final season, because from what I understand, they made it a movie, and to be fair, you can make it a movie because a whole lot of it is Usagi or Sailor Moon just kind of having personal crises that you can not have to repeat as often as the manga does, and you can condense things. Like, not everything has to be Watchmen levels of of panel by panel accurate. Watchmen didn't have to be panel by panel accurate. but yeah, no, I'll see if I can find that scene, because that is so good. That is honestly one of the best things the 90s anime did. And if I can, like I said, I'll post it in the Discord and you can check it out there, and it'll be great. We'll have a great time with it. So what I tend to do, it seems, with these streams, what I think we're leaning towards with these PowerPoint streams is like, 1 month we'll do like a serious historical or scientific topic, and then the next month will be Kawari rants about bullshit. So I have some ideas for next month. I have a couple ideas. We'll see what pops. We'll see what officially goes. But I have a couple ideas. One of them is military history, and one of them is science. So both are aquatic themed. We're still kicking the aquatic theme here because I have hyperfixations, and you guys stick around for them. But it'll either be a science topic or a military history topic, and it's me, so it'll probably be very weird or niche. I mean, you've met me, Ever. Welcome to the schoolhouse. But yeah. So maybe the month after that I'll do anime you gotta watch. I gotta bait an archaeologist with something history related. Well, I'm not trying to bait anybody by myself. It's my own bait. I'm a master at baiting myself. Don't you know? But tomorrow being Sunday, we're going to stream. I kept within TOS. I kept perfectly within TOS. Wubba is correct. I am far from violating TOS. I am keeping things very sanitized. There are things I could never say here. I am not showing hips. This is correct. I could show hip. Technically I could also show foot, but we're not that close anymore. I showed you once. You have to earn it beyond that. Started the VTuber chastity belt era. Oh boy. Oh boy. No, so tomorrow we'll be back with our regularly scheduled Zelda-ing, I think. The least respectable of the publicly acknowledged fetishes. It's true. It's true. It's true. Not mine, but I'm not gonna yuck your yum if that's your jam. You know, more power to ya. Have fun. But tomorrow in unfeet related things, we will be doing more Zelda Tears of the Kingdom because we haven't done that for a while and we need to get back to it. However, either Monday or next Sunday, depending on how Fish Week goes. It's either going to be this Monday or next Sunday. I'm going to do another play of that really cool indie game we played last Sunday, the IT Never Ends, because it turns out I missed a whole key mechanic there. The developer actually got a hold of me and was absolutely kind human, absolutely delight of a human. But he was like, hey, I think you missed this one thing down here in the corner. There are things here, and there's pictures and stuff, and it answers some of the questions you were asking. So we're gonna try again. We're gonna give it a whole nother try and have some fun with it. And that'll probably, I'd like to do that Monday, but we'll see what life requires of this fish. But tomorrow is definitely Zelda. Koi picture type? No koi picture, just koi looking at picture. I don't mean to be confusing, apologies. Stupid and asinine considering what happens in some of the just chat. Yeah, no, you're right, Eric. That's some competitive tier backseating. No, I don't. I appreciate the joke there post podium, but genuinely, I'm very grateful that he reached out about it because I'm very good at missing something right in front of my face on occasion. I'm one of those people who will be super duper smart and then super duper dumb, like one breath after the other. So him reaching out and being like, hey buddy, this thing right here, you should check out this thing. I love that. You meant as in you missed a mechanic with, oh yes, I did miss a mechanic with pictures. So we're gonna fix that. We're gonna go back and we're gonna play it again, and we're gonna play it right this time so we can all see the whole game as it deserves to be seen. And it'll be great. I'm actually genuinely super excited. I really like this game. They're trying to put the gin back in the bottle. Yeah. I mean, hi. I've existed on the rim most of my life. I can tell you what it is to be selected by the gray areas of a ridiculous rule. It happens. It's how things go, you know? Sometimes you just gotta figure out how to play technically by the rules or break the rules in a way nobody notices, or... As I always say, be good or be good at it, you know? Either don't make yourself noticeable, or be so good at breaking the rules that you don't make yourself noticeable. But that's my hot take. But yeah, thank you everybody who came tonight. I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed. Can I ask you a question? Were the little musical bits and videos, were they fun for you? Did they make it better? Did they make the PowerPoint more exciting and enjoyable? Did you like that? Because I had a lot of fun putting those in. I'll admit, I was laughing to myself a lot as I made this PowerPoint, throwing in some of those jokes. I needed more star wipes. They did enhance the experience. Oh, good. I want to hit that nice, yes, more louder. Seen and heard. I want to hit the right Cocomelon vibes with my streams, you know? I can't leave you too bored. We gotta thread that Cocomelon needle just right. Was there are there any takes you guys want to flay me for? I am curious. Am I getting flensed for any of my takes? like valid. I understand that like 90% of those are like, what the fuck, Kawari? What the fuck are you doing, you fish? But I'm just curious. Were there any of those that that really wrecked you? Just the one take, Mega Keldisha? Oh, mention the Sailor Moon Gundam. I just saw your message. I just saw your message about the Sailor Moon Gundam. Yes. Yes. You think Korra and Asami were hinted at throughout? I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if I agree with that. Like, I'd have to go back and watch, but I didn't see it until like halfway through season 4. Up before then, it was two straight girls straight girling at each other while dating boys. Oxen, you gave your chat a lizard sound redeem. It's basically become their brain rot stim button at this point, so you can relate. No, I'm just gonna have to go back and watch Korra now. See if I agree with you. Your partner had to point it out. It's hetero goggles. I mean, I will read gay where there is no gay. I am very good at like reading gay where there is no gay. So I don't know. I'm clearly just gonna have to go back and rewatch it. Because a lot of it related to, or a lot of it relayed to me, especially in the first 2 seasons, as like definitely not passing the Bechdel test until suddenly passing the Bechdel test levels of writing of these characters. Because honestly, what's the most we've had like two women staple characters relate in the Avatar series is like, previous to that was like the end of Avatar, like season 3, once Toph really like let go of some of her baggage and started branching out, you had her and Katara kind of contentious with each other, but that was it. Like, we didn't have a whole lot of like girl on girl interaction in the whole Avatar series aside from like one-off characters like the Bloodbender or Sokka's second girlfriend that didn't turn into the moon. Or the Deadly Trio that were just kind of besties and goth Powerpuff Girls. Like, Magnus and Russ definitely hate fucked. That's the real reason they call him Magnus the Red. It's from topping, but Russ bites. I love this. I love this so much. Magnus did nothing wrong. I'm sure Magnus researched it very well before he participated in any sort of sexual nonsense. He seems the type. He seems the type. He has 4 books on each position. But Mega Keldisha, you mentioned the Sailor Moon Gundam. There is a Gundam called the Noble Gundam that is in fact Sailor Moon. It even has the twin hairtails. And it's precious and delightful. And canon. The Lion Watch, that's why him and Russ sword fight so much. How practically Freudian of you, Oxen. Yeah, Oxen, what is your preferred faction? That's a good question. That is a very good question. I'm curious. If actually, that's a great way to end stream. Let's discuss preferred factions. You wish you could, Eric MBI, you wish you could remember the name of the property where there was a fourth wall break discussion of the Bechdel test, where the 2 women literally discussed it and whether, if they were in a movie, their conversation would make the media pass the Bechdel test. Because that scene was just them talking, not even mentioning any man, despite the broader context of the situation they were all in being due to a man. Oh, the magicians! That was the magicians? Yeah. Couldn't Coldwater dream. I'm really excited about this 40K discussion. I'd love to hear everybody's favorite factions if you've got a favorite faction. And after you say yours, I'll say mine. You show yours, I'll show mine. Wubba, you just like some bad moons. Respect. I mean, I know I've talked about my love of the Harlequins, and that's pretty obvious. But I do have a favorite Space Marines chapter. The Illuminati is your favorite Warhammer faction, but they get like 0 tabletop rep. Dude, as a fan of the Harlequins, who went many years dreaming about a Harlequin army to have people laugh in my face. Eric MVA, I'm a cruel bastard. I like Necrons, but I also don't play the war game, just the PC games. Okay. Necrons are cool, though. Necrons are a fun study. When it's table locks and you do love you some Mantis Warriors. Yeah, I went years going to games with like my orcs or my vampires or just playing with a friend's Eldar army and being like, man, someday it would be so cool to get a Harlequin army, and just having like everybody else in the store laughing at me. They haven't had rules since Rogue Trader. Dude, that's like, what's his name? The 5th Chaos God. What was his name? All I can think is Malchior, which is a biblical reference. But I swear, starts with an M. Well, but the FFG books count as playable to you. I love that. No, what's that? What's the name? What's the name? Somebody help me. Somebody who's even better at words and nerd than me. Help. Malleal, yes. That sounds right. Yes. There's a lot of that gets lost. But no, I have your favorite faction is the Sacrifice Psychers. You're fine. You're totally fine, Mega Keldisha. Totally fine. Did I see the Corsair reveals? I did not. You don't know much about the universe, Postponium, but the Necrons do be straight up mogging. You really like the idea of true infinite immortality. Assuming it's correct to say Necrons have that, you don't know. Yes and no. The Necrons are immortal, but they're immortal slaves at this point. They made a bad deal with the devil, basically. My favorite faction of all time is the Harlequins, which are an offshoot of the Eldar. Yeah, Wub was right. They're immortal, but so deteriorated mentally that they're functionally just zombies because they made a bad choice. And speaking of bad choices, the Eldar, in 40k lore, Eric, yes, they are my mortal slaves, and you are the devil commanding them to rise, die, and rise again to do your unholy bidding. They have a solution now in the Iro? Okay. Or Elro? Okay. I need to catch up on new release stuff because I'm a little bit behind on all that. But the Eldar are the reason Slaanesh exists for anybody who's not, knee deep in the lore. Oh, you meant to put lore? Oh, okay, that makes sense. They have a solution now in the lore. Okay, I thought I had to read up on some sort of acronymic sort of new thing. You're okay with any type of true immortality? I can understand that take. I don't necessarily share that take, but I understand that take. But the Harlequins are an offshoot of the Eldar. So the reason Slaanesh exists, and I'm gonna break this down to the layman's terms to the point where like the turbo nerds in chat are probably going to like rage at me over this. He can't believe the Eldar almost succeeded in destroying Slaanesh and then the Space Marine intervention occurred. I mean, again, that's more proof to my theory that 40k is a Monty Python level comedy. That's my hot take. 40k has elements of like the bleakest, blackest, most satirical, absurdist comedy to it that you could ever imagine. Necrons are kidnapping blanks and turning them into pariahs with the plan to try and enslave the Void Dragon, who has since been confirmed as the Omnissiah. Yes, I knew about that. That is neck deep into the lore. So hedonist. Yeah. So the Eldar, the space elves, Eldar, got so hedonistic and basically had a giant orgy of pleasure and hedonism and indulgence that it manifested the chaos god Slaanesh, the god of indulgence and pleasure and pain and experience, and basically a Cenobite from Hellraiser, but a little bit sexier. However, actually you believe they are the Eldari now. Okay. I'll put the glasses back on just for you. Hold on. All better now that we are talking about the Eldari. Okay. So the Eldari created Slaanesh, but there was an offshoot. There was an offshoot that held to the old ways, and nowadays they're basically pirate ships in the warp that are 24/7 LARP crews. Each family, group, chapter, battalion, however you want to qualify it, each group of Harlequins exists as their own 24/7 live-action roleplay of the Eldari folklore, like the creation myths and stuff. So if you get cast as the Lucifer character, the Solitaire, basically, you're kind of persona non grata among your crew, among your people, among your ship. But all the Harlequins are basically if you took like Cirque du Soleil and made them lethal. They're fantastic. They're so cool. They're so fucked up. They're so fantastic. And they have the laughing god on their side, and they live among the warp. They like Gillivan fuck Slaanesh. I mean, you gotta try everything once, right? Can't say I wouldn't. Oh look, Stro Zero. You love that 40k has whimsy? Yeah. No, like, 40k is one of those properties that, like, I'm gonna sound a little elitist here, and I don't mean to, and I'm sorry. But I genuinely think you need to have a level of reading comprehension to actually understand what 40k is doing. Because on the surface, you know, in the far future there is only war, blah blah blah, bleak, black, like, all that extremist, totalitarian, nightmare nonsense. And it looks very like early 2000s Hot Topic edgelord, frankly, right? Like black and red and spikes and dog collars and trench coats everywhere. You take 30 minutes to dig into the lore, and you realize that the majority of it is a satirical commentary on, like, hubris. Basically. It all boils down to the failure of hubris. In, like, the most Monty Python way possible. Like, we are searching for the holy grail levels of hubris. True Warhammer media literacy is realizing the only good guys are orcs. I mean, I see your point there. The orcs are just here for a good time, and for them a good time is a good wog. And anybody who can have a good wog is a good dude. You gotta respect that. They are simplistic, there's no ulterior motives for the orcs, they're just here for what they're here for, and they revel in it. And it's great. It's great. The orcs deserve more respect for the absolute shitheads they are. But that's a perfect point, right? You have the orcs who were created to fight, and all they do is fight, and all they know is fight, and all they love is fight, and all you need is kill, right? Orcs are all you need is kill, the concept. They're great. They're hilarious. They're chaos magic incarnate. Enough orcs believe something, they put enough power to it, and suddenly it's real. That's great. That's hilarious. You can't tell me that's not hilarious. With the recent revelations about Gaz, it seems that orcs are genetically predisposed to try and stop existential threats. Well, I mean, I feel like we knew that from the beginning, because, like, the orcs were created by, the old ones to basically be their fighting force against a specific chaos entity. I'm forgetting specifics here, and I'm sorry. The Stro Zero hit Stro. But the orcs were specifically created as the living shield against being overtaken. So it makes sense that ultimately they're here as an existential threat stopgap, because that's all they've ever been, and nobody's really fucked with the orcs on any level aside from setting fire to them. The orcs are just orcs, and they're always here now. They're just a fact of life at this point in the universe. And they make sense as a gate. You gotta start reading and listening to the books. Some of the books are great. What's his name? I'm blanking on his name. It's an alliterative name. He cowards and stumbles his way to victory for the Emperor. Caiaphas Cain books. The Caiaphas Cain omnibus is pretty good. It's pretty good. But also, if you want to jump into the fantasy side of Warhammer, there's a very good rat boy. A very good rat boy. Thankful is so good. He's so good. He's so good. He's so good. I could just sit here for the next 20 minutes and just say he's so good. Kaifa's fucking for the Emperor. Yep. Yep. He's more proof to my theory that it's all got a very deep sense of humor, like ironic humor to it, right? You look at all of this. Your brother's been loving Vermintide too? Yeah, my bestie was never much into the 40k series, and then she called me one day, and we were chatting, and she goes, dude, I've been playing this new game. I've been playing Darktide and Vermintide, and I'm so into this, and did you know about this? And I'm like, you're finally in the lore. I can now throw you things. I've only been waiting since, like, sophomore year of high school for this. So yeah, she's been getting just absolutely bombarded by me on occasion with, like, Pancreas No Work lore videos and like, Baldric. Was that his name? The one on YouTube? I think it's Baldric. No, Baldric's Blackadder. What's his name? Baldermort and Pancreas No Work. I throw at my bestie very often to give her lore treats, because she's fallen into the world through Vermintide and Darktide, and it's like her favorite game now, and I'm so happy about that. It was also, speaking of 40k, it was brought up to me that I need to start playing some of my nerd RPGs for you guys, things that I've held off on playing. Because I've mentioned before, you know, the reason we're doing Tears of the Kingdom now is because I saved it for streaming, because I didn't want to have ungenuine reactions playing it when I streamed it, because I knew I was going to want to stream it because Zelda. Similarly, there are 2 games I've had sitting on the back burner that I've played about an hour or 2 each of to make sure I wanted to play them, but I've been saving them for stream. Those are the Rogue Trader game, the PC RPG that just came out. Eric MVA, this is making you want to finally play Space Marine or go back and finish Dawn of War 2 and maybe play 3 or maybe play Rogue Trader. Well, what timing you have. Oxen, you're excited for 11th edition? It seems obvious orcs are going to get a big update. Good, they deserve it. They deserve it. I don't think they've gotten an update in a few editions now. Like a good handful of editions. But Eric MVA, I'm looking at adding a 4th day to stream, specifically because I have 2 RPGs that I want to play with you guys. I want to play Rogue Trader. I'm really excited to play Rogue Trader. Everybody's surprised that the 40k fish wants to play Orc Trader, right? Yeah, Orc Boy Kit came out in 02. That's what I thought. I thought it had been like a handful of editions since we got like a real Orc update. So thank you for validating me there, Oxen. The other game I want to play for you guys that I have, again, done maybe like an hour or 2 of play is Baldur's Gate 3. I have played enough to like make a character, make my best character, and I know what character I want to play because I have a type I'm gonna play, and I know who I am as a person. So you're gonna get the Druagar run because Druagars are super cool. Give me more underground, deep dark races and nonsense, please. Give me more of that good like glowing mushroom vibe as a person. I'm so here for that. So you know we're gonna be a Druagar because we're cool like that. But I've gotten exactly far enough to have met Astarion and done no more. And as far as Rogue Trader's gotten, I played enough to trust the Emperor to get over the walkway that was on fire on the ship, and no more. So we'll be going into these pretty blind. And I'm thinking of adding a new night to stream just for those, because those are gonna, like, we'll probably alternate weeks on those and just have fun with them, and that'll probably be like a good 3 or 4 hours at a time. So I'm trying to figure out what night we want to do that. I don't know. If you guys have opinions, throw them at me, because I'm super here to listen to them. It might even be like a Saturday afternoon thing if you want. We could do that Saturdays like the same time we do Zeldas and stuff on Sundays. I'm not choosy. You guys let me know what sounds good though, okay? Feel free to talk about that. We can talk about that in the Discord, actually. Starting to get things set up for when I'm in recovery mode and have all the free time in the world and we can do things. So I'm setting up like movies and anime series we can watch and have fun with, and all sorts of fun ideas. Deep Gnomes for the win. Thank you, Mega Keldisha. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Do not the sexy vampire. Do not the sexy vampire. But the sexy vampire is a sexy vampire. How could I not sexy vampire the sexy vampire? Also his voice. He has a very good voice. He has a very good voice. Video games? Yes, video games. Many video game. I play many video game. Yeah, Asterion could read the phone book and I'd have no regrets. I wish I could Vermintide Oxen. I get motion sick playing Vermintide. I get super motion sick playing Vermintide. Where so I can, games like Phasmophobia, I can play for 40 minutes, maybe an hour, and then suddenly I'll get hit by the motion sick in one fell swoop. Vermintide, I look at the screen and my eyes start to go hazy. It's rough. It is super rough. It's why I don't do any FPS stuff. My poor little riddled brain can't handle it. How do I feel about the Dragon Age series? I played the first 3 and I liked them. Gotta get me some non-drowsy motion sickness meds. I need to find one that doesn't make me pass out. I'm one of those people who's incredibly sensitive to antihistamines. Every single time I take a Benadryl, I commit to a 36-hour Benadryl experience, minimum. I take one Benadryl and I'm not safe to drive for 2 days because I will literally pass out for somewhere between 15 minutes and 6 hours for the next 36 hours on a Benadryl. It could be my monitor, but considering it's happened consistently for most of my life, I don't think it's a matter of my monitor. I laughed at you for your Dragon Age story. I'm sorry for making you sad about it. It made me giggle. Also, Oxen is another streamer, and he's been helping me with understanding how to Twitch and stuff. And you guys should check out his stuff because he's pretty cool. But yeah, if we could find a way for me to play like Vermintide or something, that would be super great. Or if I could actually do long plays of Phasmophobia, that would be super great. Because I like those games. I like watching those games. I want to play those games. I want to be able to play them without everything going fritzy for me. But we do what we can here at Kawariko. But yeah, I'd love some input on what night you guys think would be good for doing RPGs, or what day you guys think would be good for doing RPGs, because we could do them Saturday during the day, or we could do them some evening night. I would love to do a collab. That would be super great. That would be super fun. If nothing else, I wanna, we do what we must because we can. For the good of all of us, except the ones who are dead. Oh, you know what? That reminds me. Fun story from back in the video game store days for you. When I used to manage a retro video game shop, I used to like to offer surprise discounts, and because I was one of the managers and I was very good at selling and helping people find weird things and knowing way too much about what I needed to know, boss was kind of like, oh yeah, sure, do whatever. If you want to offer a 10% discount for nonsense, go right ahead. So I do May the 4th, May the 5th, I do Star Wars trivia, and if you could answer one of my trivia questions, you'd get depending on the difficulty of the question, you'd get between 10 and 30% off an item. Well, but you need to keep harassing both me and the rat to do a Neopet. We do need to do Neopets. The rat and I do need to Neopets. This is very true. But at the video game shop, I would offer random surprise discounts, and one of my favorites was I would just be if somebody came in and they were friendly and sociable or whatever, or just seemed like they weren't in a bad mood, one of the things I would do is I would be at the register or fiddle in with some other section in the shop, and this was a triumph. I'm making a note here, huge success. And I'd sing through the song just to myself, just loud enough for them to hear. And if they sang along, they got a gamer discount. Specifically, I would do that with the Portal songs because everybody seemed to know the Portal songs in the area I was in. But it was a great little way to like cheer people up and like make somebody's day. It was one of my favorite things to do. So that song holds a special place in my heart. Your local tabletop gaming store does a 10% off if you remember to wear deodorant. Oh no! Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, And there's no use dallying with every decoy. You just keep on rallying until I'm destroyed. And the game gets done. Everybody has fun. It is a great motivator. You're correct, Mama. That is a fantastic motivator. Let me tell you. Swigart, you sometimes both love and hate being a nerd. I feel that in my bones as a girl who used to play the Pokemon card game and Magic the Gathering and D&D and 40K and like cyberpunk things and play Shadowrun and be into LARPing and play video games and watch anime and be a history nerd and be a military history nerd and be a space nerd. I used to just keep a spray can of Febreze in my backpack. For those of you that survived ducking a beehive. Yeah, no. I used to just keep a little spray, like 5-ounce spray bottle of Febreze in my backpack anytime I went anywhere nerdy. And it got to the point, it also got to the point where I had to have, okay, so I had a couple friends that I was a beard for, and it was actually kind of funny, because there were two friends in particular whose moms each thought they were dating me, but these two boys were dating each other. So, it would be like, Brian's mom thought Brian and I were dating, and we were bringing our friend Adam along. And Adam's mom thought that Adam and I were dating, and we were bringing Brian along to hang out. And the three of us would go somewhere, and I'd leave them to have a date and just go hang out with, some other friends who would meet up with us, right? But it got to the point where I would have to bring one of them along anytime to a game store, because people thought it was an excuse to hit on me because I was a girl and a nerd. And so there I was, obviously there to pick up my soulmate. And it was obviously this dude sitting in front of me who smelled like 3-day-old Axe body spray and Cheeto dust. That was the only reasonable conclusion they could come to, ever. I forget you worked in archaeology. Some people in your profession can tell you which dig they got the mud on their face for. That's amazing. Oh no, it was absolutely sitcom shit, Swigert. It was absolutely sitcom shit. Shitcom. Do not hit the koi, hold them gently and feed them Lay's chips. But Lay's don't have ruffles, and the ruffle texture makes them taste better. This basic food science. Yeah, no, it was a shitcom. It was a shitcom, somewhere between a sitcom and a shit show. Yeah. I once had a guy offer who he thought was my boyfriend $50 to break up with me because he thought he had a chance and could ask me out that day. I wish I was joking. I wish I was exaggerating, even a little bit. He offered my boyfriend, what he thought was my boyfriend, $50 to break up with me so he could ask me out within a 30-minute span. I'm going back in the cupboard where the only snack is candy corn. Joke's on you! I like candy corn! Oh, he took the 50. He took the 50 and we went out to the movies on the 50. We went out to see, I think we went out to see some horror movie on the 50. I played into it. He pulled me aside and he's like, okay, here's what's happening. Here's what just happened. I can't believe this. I can't believe this fucker just, no. Let's do this. I'll cry. It'll be fine. I'll cry. I'll run out. We'll just meet me. Because the game shop was in like a strip mall. So I was like, just meet me over at the grocery store afterwards and we'll go do something. And he's like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, absolutely. So we did. And he's like, he pulled me aside after half an hour or so. And he's like, look, I gotta, and I went, what? You're, I can't, and just like ran out the door. He got his $50. If he had to split from you for $50, he'd still be better than the abysmal monstrosity you dated. Oxen, you've mentioned, and that's fair. And I'm sorry again. But yeah, no. I don't go out to manipulate people, but if you're gonna try to manipulate me, I'm better at your own game, man. Don't fucking play. Don't play that game. That's a bad plan. That's just a good general rule. You don't know how good somebody is at playing your own game. Anyway, I'm gonna cut stream here because we're rambling now. But I hope to see you guys tomorrow. We'll be playing Zelda at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 1:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Oh, Tado is on for rating? What if your game is Age of Empires? What do you mean, what if your game is Age of Empires? Man, what a great plus 50 random encounter. Dev's really cooked, yeah. Alright, so I think we're gonna raid out here. If anybody has a good idea for a raid message, I'm all ears. I'm definitely all ears. They're hidden by the hair, but I'm there. They're there. I'm here. Let's go. Because otherwise, I'm just going to go with this thing I'm about to post in chat because I find it hilarious. Raid message not found. Okay, as the Queen of Jank, I do enjoy raid message not found. How about if we did? Tell me if this is too much. Tell me if this is too much. Tell me if this is too much. But I like it. I think it's silly. Fish Army. Fish Army is raiding. We're all in the tank. I don't know. Tell me what you think of 4-0 fish raid message not found. 4-0 fish. Yeah. How do we like that? 4-0 fish raid message not found. Go super dork. Alright, so I think you're going to indulge me tonight and go with that 4-0 fish raid message not found. If you guys are cool with that. You said it was Todi who is currently good for raid? Tado, I can read. I can remember things. Tado VT? Okay, so we're gonna raid over to Tado. 4-0 fish raid message not found. I want to see that show up in the chat, my dudes. Thank you so much for showing up tonight or today. I hope you had a good time. I hope to see you tomorrow. I will see you soon. Thank you so much. We're gonna get this going. You have the best time, okay? Okay. Let's go.